Hello everybody, hope everything's well, and as always, let's jump right into this. Now this first video I'm about to show you, just about 4 minutes of it, it's a documentary talking about Dan Brown's book, The Lost Symbol, and talking about ultimately what the goals are of the Freemasons, okay, which is to become a god. Alright, this man here explains that. Now you're probably wondering how they allowed Dan Brown to write the book, because he's most likely working with them. This guy makes reference to how Dan Brown holds the Masons in very high regard. Okay. The book will also state that all the rituals and sciences and artworks and monuments are real. Okay? And without further ado, let's play it.
In darkened rooms like these, members of one of the world's most secret organizations reflect on the fleeting nature of life and their own mortality. To such men, these are all potent symbols of transformation. In chambers of reflection, the skull reminds them that flesh will one day decay. The hourglass shows the relentless power of time. The scythe is for what nature gives and takes away. And the unlit candle represents the waking of man from ignorant slumber. This clandestine group believes that we live in a modern dark age, and that they hold the key to human liberation through enlightenment. Using ancient wisdom, they can unleash truly awesome powers in the human mind. Welcome to the world of the Freemasons. Or at least, that's what one of the world's best-selling authors would have us believe. Thank you, Alice. Welcome to the world of Dan Brown's Lost Symbol. The Lost Symbol is Dan Brown's latest thriller. Set in Washington, D.C., it's a high-octane chase across the city in search of the lost wisdom of the ancients. Brown serves up his signature dish of mystic symbolism, intrigue, kidnapping and murders, with a healthy side order of radical science and a quest for superhuman power. Only this time, it's the Freemasons who are in the spotlight. As usual with his thrillers, it's all a bit over the top. So just as I did with the Da Vinci Code, I'm going to take this one with a tiny pinch of salt. After all, it is a novel, except it makes a quite extraordinary claim near the front. It says, all organisations in this novel exist. All rituals, science, artwork and monuments in this novel are real. But is that really true? Do Freemasons really drink blood out of a skull? Are there ancient secrets that turn men into gods? Can you really move objects through the power of thought alone? Can you actually weigh a human soul? Oh, I'm going to enjoy this one. The Lost Symbol is all about the Freemasons. The book kicks off with a sinister-sounding initiation ceremony. Washington's most senior Freemason is violently kidnapped, the bad guys trying to steal powerful Masonic secrets, and cryptologist Robert Langdon is sucked into the sordid affair, running through creepy reflection chambers and mysterious Masonic temples on a desperate mission to crack codes and save his friend's life. But the strange thing is, on reading the book, you discover that Dan Brown absolutely loves Masons. He thinks they're the most trustworthy people in the world, which is just as well, because they are the guardians of a secret ancient knowledge. They hold the key to mysterious powers, which, if they fell into the wrong hands, would be incredibly dangerous. According to Brown, This secret ancient knowledge can unlock godlike powers that lie dormant within us, but only a handful of people can do this, those who are deemed worthy.
All right, now you heard them. Now, when they say those they deem worthy, it's those who they believe they think is worthy, okay? So they allow certain people to get this ancient knowledge that has been taken and hidden from the public for the last few millennia on a mass scale. Now, I want to show you this video here talking about Dan Brown's book, because you know how the guy, the narrator, or the whatever was trying to downplay. Oh, you know, he's kind of, Dan Brown is kind of taking this over the top. But I want to show you a Freemason here saying that he doesn't know how Dan Brown got the very essence of the fraternity, and you know, him not being a Freemason. What people need to understand is that Freemasonry is not a secret society. It's a society full of secrets. Okay? Now let me play this clip for you.
I believe the book, The Lost Symbol by Dan Brown, has done an enormous amount of good for Freemasonry, because he truly caught the essence of the fraternity. I don't know how he did it. I don't know how a non-Mason could write the book he wrote and come so close to catching the spirit and the essence of what our fraternity is about. He did a remarkable job that way.
Okay. Now, I want to show you this clip right here, because remember, my video is Freemasonry Jewish, and Manly P. Hall, who's a 33rd degree Freemason, said that there's a group of enlightened beings that are psychically driving the world to its destiny. Okay, that's why you see Freemason symbols on TV, you know, outside and things of that nature. A lot of that is going into the uninitiated's subconscious, so they're controlled by that. You understand what I'm saying? Now, right here is a rabbi saying that all the powers, superpowers you see in you know, in those superhero movies, because we know superheroes just talking about the superhero, all right, or the nebheru, which is talking about your pineal gland activating. But here he talks about and tells you in about 10 seconds that all the characters you see in those superhero movies, they got out of the Torah. So the things that people think is fake, they getting it from something real. Do you see what I'm saying? And we already know who makes the movies. So they're already, again. And if you watched any other, you know, Bobby Hammett or Dr. Phil Valentine, they will tell you they put all that stuff in the movies. Now I want you to hear him say this.
It's better than any comic book you'll ever read. You'll see all the characters you have from comic books, whether it's the Incredible Hulk, or the people that fly, or the people that ran really fast, all of them are based on characters in the Torah. Matter of fact, a big part of them is the 12 tribes.
There you go. And we did talk about the 12 tribes before. All right, you can go to my previous video. Nothing is everything. Okay? Now, I want to apologize to you because I gave you wrong information. Remember when I told you it was only 5 million Freemasons? There's over 6 million. The most powerful Freemasons ever, okay? Freemasons have over 6 million members worldwide. And despite being in its 5th century, the group remains shrouded in mystery. Why? Because they they have certain levels to this. You gotta be on a need-to-know basis to know the ultimate goal. And B, you know what I'm saying? They have you going underground, having your eyeball scanned and everything, handprint scanned, to know what they're actually doing in their labs and everything. And this also shows you. I also got to bring up that Hiram Abiff, because we already talked about the Third Temple. Hiram Abiff, which is a key figure in Freemasonry, was an architect of the Third Temple. Let me just point that out as well. So, with all these members, they are able to bring about their manifest destiny. Do you see what I'm saying? And that is to be gods on this physical level, keeping the demiurge going, keeping people at their mortal state, which is only operating on the five senses, so that you worship them. This is what they want. All this is compartmentalized. Okay? You got to be at a certain degree so you know what's going on. With that being said, thank you for listening, and peace and balance to the ancient ones.